time I try to debug my mind, my code's a riddle, you always rewind. You find the errors in every nested loop. Oh, clever llama, master of the code. You solve our mysteries just like I was told. VFDs and VLCs, you know them well. Edging my secrets.
Welcome back to another video. Actually, today's video is the start of a series of videos about the basic AMC template. The reason I'm doing this series is because I've had multiple people ask for it, and I think it's about time. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of the basic AMC template, or at least what I consider benefits of the basic AMC template. Let's dive into it. So the purpose of this video is to show you the benefits of the template system in your Machine Control Studio project. So the first benefit is you don't have to know everything about the drive to start writing code. Let me show you. If you're going to use the drive to write code, you would have to open up the drive and know just about everything about the parameters within these menus, or at least a decent amount of information. But if you use the template system, all you have to do is know which drive you're using and decide whether you're using ladder logic or structured text. On all of the examples today, I'm going to use ladder logic. Let's say I want to do an index. Then all you have to do is drag in an index, fill out the inputs, and there you go. You got an index. Maybe you want to do a jog. All right, we drag in a jog and we can do a jog. So far, I don't have to know anything about the drive. Maybe I want to do a home command, home to torque. As you can see, the template system has taken the parameters that are inside the drive and made us cute little blocks that we can just control, and the drive will just do what it's supposed to. The next benefit is it makes your ladder logic easier to read without doing much work. For example, let's just drag one of these blocks in here, and you can see that it has a name, a little picture, and descriptions on all of the inputs, right? So let me show you what it would look like if I didn't use these blocks. So I'm going to drag in a block here, and I'm going to make it a type move, and then I need to write to the acceleration. So maybe I want to put a value of 100 here, and then I need to send it to menu 38, parameter 1. Then I need a deceleration rate and a velocity. And the jog takes a second velocity command in menu 34, 34006. And then you would have to add some notes, right? So that's a little bit of work that you have to do, where I could just fill in the values and be done with it. This is much easier. This brings us to our next benefit. As you can see, it was much quicker for me to drag in this jog block than it was for me to navigate through the Connect software and figure out where the parameters need to be written to. In fact, this piece of code that I just wrote has a bug in it. This one needs to be there. Now I've fixed it. So I guess here's another benefit. Less bugs, right? So not only does your development time speed up, you are less likely to create bugs in your own code. The next benefit is that blocks are technically open source, and this allows you to edit them and change how they actually work. So maybe in a particular application, you don't need all the extra bits and pieces that are in the block, and you can just like cut them away to make the blocks run faster. Okay, so let's modify a block. Okay, so in here, we're going to take our jog plus block again. Let's say I want to change this block so there's only two inputs, one for the acceleration and one for the velocity. To do this, we double click on it. We can come up here to the top and see that we have a deceleration. I'm going to delete it. Okay, so now I only have an acceleration and a velocity. And then down below in the code, you can see that there's a red line here that's all mad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the acceleration also go to here. So in other words, the acceleration is being used for not only the acceleration, it is also being used for the deceleration. And as you can see, we've modified this code. This brings me to the next benefit. You see how we edited this block? Well, this edited block lives inside of this project. So it works on this machine, whatever this machine is. If I go and open up another Machine Control Studio project, okay, let me set them side by side so you can see. So if I open up another Machine Control Studio project and I use the jog block, you can see that the jog block in the new project was not affected by the changes. So this is a great benefit because you can feel free to modify the blocks and how they work in a particular project, knowing that anytime you start a new project, it will go back to the way they were initially made. The next benefit is that these blocks help you learn the AMC. As you can see in the block that we modified, if I scroll down, the program is writing and reading different parameters. If you look here, this is reading parameter 10.002. What does that actually mean? Well, this means menu 10, parameter 2. If you go to the Connect software and went to menu 10, parameter 2, you would see it says drive active. Well, drive active means that the drive is ready to do a motion. So basically this line of code here is throwing an error if the drive is not ready to run. Makes sense to me. As you can see in this line of code, it's calling a function called edit profile. Well, edit profile is right over here. And if we open that up side by side, we can see exactly what's going on. So we can see that edit profile has an acceleration input, a deceleration input, and a velocity. And we can see in this function that it's writing the acceleration to menu 38, parameter 1, deceleration to menu 38, parameter 2, and so on. So without reading any of the help files inside of the Connect software, we have learned that if we want to produce a jog command, these parameters are going to need to be written to, and also this parameter is going to be needed to be written to. And we can then go to the Connect software and read the help file for these different parameters and get some more understanding. The next benefit of these blocks is that you don't have to have a particular version of the drive. If I open up the drive and select Update Device, you can see that it's showing me one particular version of this drive. This is version 1.12. Okay? But maybe you don't have version 1.12 installed on your computer. No big deal. You can use any of the drives that support these functions. Let's see if I can find it. As you can see, there's quite a few different versions of the M700 library that have happened over the number of years. And this template system will work for all of them. So even if you're using older libraries, it's not a problem. The only thing you got to do is select the library that you want to use. And then come up here to Build, Clean All, and it will probably work. Now please note that this library system was written for 1.11, so it is best if you use it for Machine Control Studio 1.11 or newer. And the last benefit of this AMC template system is some of these blocks are not drive specific. For example, let me show you the scale block. So right here is a scale block, and you can take a input from somewhere. Let's say it's an analog input, and we can set the max value of that parameter, the minimum value of that parameter, and the max output for that parameter, and the minimum. And so now what's going to happen is this block's going to look at this input and automatically scale it. When it sees from 0 to 100, it's going to scale it from 0 to 100,000, and that will show up here on this output. And because again this block is open source, you can see exactly how they're doing it. And in fact, there's a little bit of code in here that gives you an example of how this math works below. But remember, I said the benefit is some of these blocks are not drive specific, so I can use these in other locations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this block, and I am going to open up a different project that doesn't even use the AMC. Let's say it's a Commander C200 drive, and I can paste this block into this piece of code. See right here? And if I open up this program for a C200 drive, you'll see that there is this scale block, and this scale block will actually work with the C200 drive. That's pretty nice. As you can see, there's quite a few benefits of the basic AMC template, and there are a couple that I didn't mention in this video today. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to watch the next video in the series. That video, you can find it by clicking right here. That video is about where to find it, how to install it, and how to overcome any trials you might have in installing it. See you next time.